Hey, everybody. We just did an awesome discussion live on the ICF and what it is and what it means to be a coach and why it's important that you should get trained to be a coach. Check it out here, because if you're thinking about going down this pathway, you want to make sure you're doing the right things and not doing what all those uncertified coaches are doing. Check it out here.
Why does anybody care? Let's talk about, no, serious though, let's talk about the whole, why would I need a credential or a certification? Do life coaches need these things? Like, what can anybody call themselves a life coach?
Technically, anybody can hang a shingle.
Yep.
But do you want to go to someone who just hung a shingle? Not me.
Yep. And the ICF is the big dog in coaching, credentialing, certification process, defining what is coaching and what should someone expect when they hire a coach versus getting potentially someone who's either really is a therapist or is playing therapist because they think they're going to put on this hat that says coaching and tell people what to do, or they're actually doing consulting and mentoring, which is about advice giving, where coaching truly isn't about that. And the other side of it is
wait.
I
don't get to tell people what to do if I'm a coach or give advice.
What do I do different? I mean, that's what I
tell me to do things all the time when I was a kid. Isn't that
those are called parents?
Yeah.
Or sports coach.
Yeah.
So I know that this is actually something that comes up a lot for us especially a lot of times we get people who want to be coaches, and when they find out that they are just asking questions, that this isn't, they sort of go into a shocky mode. They go into this phase of like, well, what do? I have no clue. And what's my value? And what's the point? And there's no value in just asking questions. How do you respond to that?
Two different levels.
Mm-hmm.
Your value is not your question. Your value is not what you know. Your value is in the client's transformation, and it's not about transaction either, because you're not selling your time, you're selling transformation.
But the client's coming to me, they want something. Like, I have to be able to tell them they're getting, like, I'm giving them, like, I have to, these are the questions. So I'm genuinely,
I get it.
So they're going to want something. I can't tell them that I'm just going to ask questions. They want something.
They want the space to be seen and heard.
Yeah.
They wanted the ability to dream without judgment.
And they want to know they matter. And they want to know they matter by self-discovery. In the moment, they may not recognize that when they say they want someone to assist them or coach them or whatever. But ultimately, once they get going, I mean, think of yourself. When have you liked to be told what to do? Mostly, none of us do. Sometimes we'll take a bit of advice now and again, but overall, we're going to do what we want to do. And I would rather somebody pull it from me than sit there and start telling me what to do.
The heart of it. I mean, most of the time we know what we want to do, but we don't listen to our own internal voices because we've never been given the space to really let it out, because people tell us you shouldn't do that, or why would you do that? They get all kind of judgmentally with us.
Okay, question for everybody here. What is something that you have wanted to do that you stop yourself from doing?
In what relation?
Killing people count?
Oh, you mean as a coach?
Just in general, in any situation. Like give an example of, like, I'm coming to you and I'm, we're talking about this concept of people wanting to do things but being told they can't, and so they decide they can't. What is an example from you personally in your life of something that you want to do that you had somehow convinced yourself otherwise?
I can tell you.
Oh. Yeah.
I thought of, now I'm computing what the question is. There was somebody who was in my sphere who, I was young, early 20s, maybe 19, early 20s. I thought, I want to bodybuild. I want to get into bodybuilding. And this person told me, you're not going to do that. You're never going to follow through with it. They had to be the voice of reason and be the bubble popper And at that time, especially in that age, I didn't have a huge voice and I didn't have a huge boundary or understanding what boundaries were. And I believed her. I let her have my voice.
Lisa, you can still bodybuild.
So
I
yourself been absolutely shredded right now.
I think I have one.
Dan, do you have one?
Go ahead, Dan. Go ahead, Dan.
I do. Jerome has his first, then I'll go.
Okay, mine will be quick. Well, maybe it will, maybe it won't. So I, for some reason, no, I know the reason. I stopped myself from going out and trying to attain new friends, because you hear all the time, your circle gets smaller the older you get. So don't waste your time on, going out and trying to grow that circle, because the older you get, the smaller it gets. I think I have that limiting belief within me that kind of holds me back from going out and trying to meet new people from different walks of life. I'm just kind of, I guess, stuck would be, I guess, the right word, in the norm, in the usual, in what I'm used to, what I met, who I met in college, and not really beyond that.
So as a coach, what would you do next? How would you help him, Dan?
Tell me about your goal of meeting people. What kind of people do you want to meet?
Different people, different than what I'm used to, different from me. I think I can get along with just about anyone. I'm more interested in just variety in friends.
Okay, variety in friends means what?
Friends that do different things than the current friends that I have right now, friends that are interested in different things than my current friends are interested in.
Okay, what would those different things be, to give me the sense of what different means?
Probably something I'm interested in.
You're still talking out here.
Okay.
Pull it down.
Okay. More outdoorsy friends that like to consistently enjoy the outdoors.
Okay, when you're enjoying the outdoors with these friends, what kind of things are you doing to enjoy it? Go ahead.
Hang on one second. I'm going to show what is not coaching for a second.
If you're not a coach.
So in hearing you, Jerome, it sounds like you're wanting more friends. You're wanting to have a different kind of friends, and you want to be outdoorsy. Have you ever thought about going on hikes? I know you live in California. There's some really great hiking places close to Redlands.
Yes.
Ooh, I want to try not being coach.
I'm not a coach. What happened there is I told him what to do. Maybe I have a big heart. I want to be helpful, but it's still not coaching. Go ahead, Dan. Pick up from where I did interrupt.
Anthony was in next.
Anthony's next. Anthony's going.
Hey, Jerome, you're getting older. Natural to lose friends as you age. Maybe you should just accept the fact that you're getting less fit, you're getting ugly. Might be getting stupider. I don't know. But why don't you just accept who you are? Because finding acceptance, you'll be more at peace. So you should now.
Never thought about that. Thank
Dan,
you for that, Anthony.
I'd like to hear what you have to say to one of.
Anthony gives terrible advice.
While we're jesting, that's what a lot of people will do, is they'll stop the coaching process, which Dan was doing amazing and building a story. And then the coach will have an idea and interrupt that process and start sharing it. Okay, Dan, make us better coaches. What would be a better thing to do?
Now I want to play the not be a coach game.
Okay.
It's more fun.
Sorry, Jerome, you're never actually gonna get anywhere with us.
No
So
friends.
Jerome, do you think you'd have more friends if maybe you weren't such a fan of the New Orleans Saints?
Knew that was coming.
Might be.
So when we talk about these different things, maybe a different football team?
That's what I was thinking. Maybe something a little more red.
I know though, in the beginning, in Lisa's example, when Lisa what she's genuinely, it sounds as if it is harmless advice. It sounds as if it is helpful. It is, but what we learn as coaches that I think is important to state is that by giving him the answer of hiking, of doing that, you have already made his world smaller. You have already given him a solution that maybe is not the best or ideal solution for him. It is your solution. And so you have, in essence, taken a whole world of possibility and done what every other person on the planet does and shrunk it down to this much and not let him explore who he really is and what he really wants.
Speaking of value,
the most
Lisa's response, she asked, have I ever thought about going out and hiking? I'm assuming by myself. The answer is yes, I have. So that response has little to no value to me.
And that's the way it's framed too, is when it's advice in the form of a question, it seems like it's not really advice, but the answer is really there. And I was like, of course I have. I live in California.
It's a bit condescending and kind of passive aggressive to ask those questions.
Well, exactly. And to bring this all back around, why does this matter? How does this relate to ICF? Well, this is because this doing this right now shows you that ICF, they have created a very specific structure of what coaching is, and that is the coaching model. And that is this model of question asking and empowering your client, and giving them, letting them be the master of their own life and destiny, essentially. And they have very clearly laid out what this is. And that coaching model is the most widely accepted. ICF is the most widely accepted, and being within those, I guess, boundaries of what coaching is very important, because it's the wild west. Otherwise, out there, nobody is you can't, anybody, I have training, but anybody could put on a hat, or you don't even have to wear a hat, but call yourself a life coach and go out there and start doing it. And there are some that are tremendously successful and tremendously valuable and helpful, but that does not always mean that they are in fact offering coaching and what coaching is, at least within the model of ICF.
A lot of times they're more on the mentor side, or they are more on the consulting side, and aren't really a coach at all, because that standard is an important piece, so that we recognize who we are in this process, and how our job is to have the client tell us where they want to go, what they want to do. So for them to be empowered, not for me to have the power.